Now, we spoke with Scotland's dynamic winger Rhona Lloyd, who shared her thoughts on the evolving landscape of women's rugby and her personal ambitions. Known for her resilience and electric presence on the field, Lloyd offered insight into the growth of the sport and her hopes for the future. So, Rhona, let's start with the World Cup and the incredible impact that it had. I mean, what did the tournament sort of show you about how far women's rugby has come in terms of quality and public support, that viewing that it got, and really sort of fulfilled the major tournament that it wanted to be?
Yeah, absolutely. I think England does women's sport really well, which I think put a little bit of expectation on this World Cup. We've been saying for months that it's going to be the biggest one ever, but I think it really even exceeded all of those expectations. Like, the tournament was absolutely fantastic. To finish it with 82,000 at a sold-out Twickenham. The last World Cup, there was 40,000 at the final. The one before that was 20,000. So the growth in women's rugby has really been astronomical. And in all the host cities, I think people really got behind women's rugby. They got behind the Red Roses, but they also just got behind the game. That there wasn't a quiet stand throughout the whole tournament. It was so inspiring to be part of, and hopefully for anybody that was there as a spectator as well.
The 2025 Women's Rugby World Cup marked a major milestone, showcasing the game on an unprecedented scale. With England securing their third title, the tournament drew over 400,000 spectators, many experiencing women's rugby for the first time. For players like Lloyd, this increased visibility is a clear signal of growing recognition and support for women's rugby, creating opportunities both on and off the field. Yeah, I mean, as you say there, England do women's sport incredibly well. You obviously had the women's football Euros as well, that going on, and then you have the Olympic Games where you get so many women role models. I mean, women's sport has changed so much over the last sort of 15, 16, 17 years or so. That must be incredible for you to be in this era where you are appreciated and you are looked up to as a woman in sport. How important is it that those guys who came before you have sort of laid that groundwork, the women before you, and maybe didn't get the support and credit that they possibly deserved?
Yeah, I think that's a big, when I play, that's a big why of I guess the people I want to make proud. It's the players that have come before me in a Scotland jersey, but also in any jersey for any country at women's rugby, because it's taken a long time to get to where we are today. I think the women were always there playing rugby, we just couldn't see it. And now that people have this access, I feel like there's a massive debt owed to the last generation that we can never repay them, but we can only pay it forward to the next generation and keep fighting to make the game even better. And hopefully soon we're not talking about 82,000 at Twickenham being a one-off match. We're talking about that being every Six Nations match, and that when the Red Roses play at Twickenham, that's the crowd that we see. So yeah, I think I can't do enough justice to the people that have made this possible, who have been playing since the first World Cup in 1990.
Lloyd herself has left an indelible mark on the sport. Her performances helped Scotland reach the World Cup quarter-finals for the first time since 2002, demonstrating both her talent and determination. Looking ahead, she is determined to be part of history once more by joining the British and Irish Lions on their inaugural women's tour to New Zealand in 2027. With strong backing for this landmark tour, Lloyd sees it as a chance to inspire the next generation while continuing to elevate the profile of women's rugby. And obviously the Women's Lions Tour, I mean, that just sort of shows how the game has grown to have that first tour. What's that going to be like for you in terms of the countdown's on? You want to make sure you're in the mix. I mean, that's so exciting to have that sort of target on the horizon. Yeah,
it's massively exciting for everybody playing the game. I think before we had the World Cup every 4 years as these landmark events in women's rugby and opportunities to grow the game, whereas actually now that we're going to have the British and Irish Lions women's tours every 2 years in between, that is going to be incredible in terms of the eyes that we can get on women's rugby all the way through to the elite level. There's more and more girls playing, so we need to make sure that the facilities are there to make that possible.
Through her achievements and ambitions, Rhona Lloyd embodies the spirit of progress in the sport, representing both its current momentum and the exciting possibilities that lie ahead.